Is it? Okay, there we go. Hello. Oh, almost broke a nail, y'all. That would have been not good. How are you doing, Miss Nell?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just been running around. Got a new fan. Ding
Ooh.
ding. Oh, why is there a gap? I never noticed till I'm on camera that there's like gaps in my bonds here, y'all.
Where
So,
your head is, you can't even see it.
yeah, I don't know. You know how you just get anal about what you see. I'm probably more particular than other folks. And I got a new stand here, so I'm trying to get. Oh, what did I hit? What is wrong with my ring light? I had a friend stay the other day in this room. I wonder if she messed with my stuff. This ring light been acting up. Oh well. Anyway, how you doing today?
I'm well. I'm
Well,
well.
what have you been up to today?
I worked. What else did I do besides that? I got some errands. I like went to the post office, stuff like that. But other than that, nothing. Nothing so far. This is the highlight of my day so far.
Well, that is good. I'm happy to be part of that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, everyone in the chat. I'm Courtney, Tangible Reads. This is Miss Nell. Y'all know her, but you want to introduce yourself anyway?
Sure. I'm Nell. My channel is Nell Diamond. It's just my name. I read mostly like mystery, thriller, suspense, but I do also read like romance, but more so like rom-coms. I'm there for the com more than I'm there for the rom.
I like that.
What else? I read manga, I read fantasy, but I'm new. I'm a new reader. I didn't start reading until last year, so I have a lot of books that I want to read, so much to catch up on. So yeah.
Making up for lost time, right?
Mhm.
And you know me, I'm Courtney. What do I read? I read mostly fantasy, tons of sci-fi lately, some horror, anything that's interesting. But we got the readathons going on, so this month I'm
Mhm.
reading kind of all over the place. But I tried to get my sci-fi in there. So hello, everyone in the chats. Hey, Miss Pat, how are
Yeah.
you doing? Thursday sprints with friends. I want to think of a name for this sprints instead of sprints with friends. Like if it was earlier, we could do Linner, right? I think it's too late. Think of a name. Hello, Miss
Audrey.
Audrey. How are you doing today? I saw your posts in French. I did not even attempt to try to figure it out, so I just gave you a heart. Hello, hello. Hello, Mika. How are you doing? Hello,
Chica.
Gina. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Audrey. Audrey. Hello, everybody's getting acquainted. I love it, love it, love it. Hello, Christine. No, sorry, that's another person. Hello, Shalandra. How you doing? Hello, Audrey. Library about Borders. Pines. Hello, my oldest kiddo is going to join us. Ooh, Gobble of the
Nice.
Car and still working on finding me. Oh, there we go. There you go. How old is the kiddo? Madam Courtney. I am. I think I'm going to make it. However, there is the poetry prompt for the culture readathon. You had a light that just came on, right? Oh,
Mhm.
look at you. Magic. So I need to find a short poem because I'm not into those. Although, you know what? Do you think that for a readathon, there's a poem in the book in the beginning? Maybe I could just use that one. So it's like double tap.
Mhm.
That's cheating, but that's okay. I'm not above that. Not reading, overdue forms. You know what? Fill out those forms. Get your business done. How old is she? Oh man, we got
Oh,
all.
thank you.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Tell us about the do. You got the pompadour there?
Yeah, it's temporary. I needed to take my hair out and let it breathe a little bit. I'm gonna get it redone for my birthday in a couple of weeks. Well, not a couple of weeks, like in 2 weeks. But it needed to breathe a little bit before I braid it back up.
Yeah, you know how that is. The protective styles. It's a whole
Mhm.
process.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was doing that, and then I was just like, I can't. Like, I'm going out of town in a few weeks, and I was sitting there like, I'm sick of dealing with this hair and the ponytail. I wanted to go get a haircut and a hair
I need
dye.
to get my ends clipped really bad, but I
Yes.
probably won't do that until like the spring or something.
Well, I think when you protective style, even if your ends are bad, they're protecting it, so you're not
Yeah.
getting further splitting. My
Mhm.
concern though was that in the manipulation process, because you know how when you have the split ends, like when
Mhm.
you're combing through, they further split and stuff. So that was my concern with my hair, in that I didn't go and get them clipped because it's been a minute. It's a long time. And but when all the manipulation, I feel like I lose more hair, but I
Mhm.
just don't have time. So, but I like it. I like
Thank you.
it. Hello, Pat. 12. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, starting her early. That's awesome. Definitely start them early. Sometimes post on Facebook, pro page, mostly in French, and IG the same. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? You do you. Don't worry about translating if you don't
Yeah,
want to.
there's usually a button that'll say translate. So when for Audrey specifically, she's probably the only person that I follow that I see that come up because I don't think I follow anybody else that speaks any other languages. But
Mm.
there's usually like a button somewhere like near the caption that'll say translate, and I'll just hit it so I can figure out what she's talking about.
I've never done that. I need to do that. Although I normally look at how my ankles hurting, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to sit. I look at IG on my phone because I cannot remember the life of me what that password is to look at it on the computer. So I need to do the forgot password thing. It's better on the computer. And I don't ever see that come up on the phone thing.
See if I can
So,
find one of her
but
posts.
I'm there. I'm giving you a like.
I probably can't see it. I don't know if it's gonna focus. But there's like it's like a black button at the bottom. Yeah, it's probably not gonna focus. But there's a black bottom at the bottom. So like there's the caption, and then it'll say like when they posted it. So on here it says 1 day ago, and then next to it it says see translation. And then when you click on that, it'll
Yeah.
change it and turn it into English.
I did not know that. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to start using that. But yeah, I don't follow too many people that have like a foreign language. But you know how you look at all those IG shorts that I just be scrolling, y'all. This morning, my sister sent me a TikTok, and that one TikTok somehow turned into I don't even have a TikTok. And it turned into IG, and an hour later, I'm still in bed. And I'm like, dang, I still gotta work
Yep. Mhm.
out. There's a lot of foreign shorts on there. I just be looking at the pictures though. You're welcome. Hi Kiana, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, before we keep going through, interrupt me by the way if I keep rambling. I'm just trying to get through the chats. But somebody the last time we were on here talked about like for the NK Jemisin read along for the whole year. Somebody was saying that there was a story graph challenge
Mhm.
and by the Curious Owl, and I looked it up and I didn't see it. I saw parental something that had an NK Jemisin. It wasn't a read along, it was just like an accountability of all of her books for the year. But if anybody, I thought it was
I
Jigra.
was gonna say, I think it's Jigra. Isn't it her thing? Like it's the Curious Owls doing like
Yeah.
the whole thing, but I think Jigra said that she created something on Storygraph like for it.
So what's the read along name then? Because when I did all sorts of keywords, I was like NK Jemisin, NKJ, NK Jemisin read along, NK Jemisin reads. Just the keywords that came up whenever I typed in NK Jemisin just was this. I think it's like parental journal or anyway, I didn't parental creation. It was just one particular profile. I didn't see anything that said like Jigra or um the Curious Owl. So
Mhm.
I don't know if it's under something else. So if you can let me know, because I mean, I added myself to this other random person's thing, but I can double tap all of those read alongs if that's the case. So if you could just let me know so your girl cannot be lost, I would be much appreciative of that. And then aren't you doing a NK, I guess, is it the whole NK Jemisin or just the fifth
No,
season?
just the 5th season, but I'm waiting for because Mika said that she had some other stuff that she was reading, like, I have some other stuff that I'm reading, so whenever she is ready, then we'll start it up.
Okay, let me know when y'all gonna do that. I can be in the chats for y'all or
Okay.
whatnot. So, but I read that one, so at least I can. I like to see people talking about books I read. I feel
Mhm.
like lately it's been great. I've been reading books that other people have read. Not that I don't mind reading books that they haven't, but it's nice to if somebody's discussing a book, I can be like,
Mhm.
I have read that. I mean, missing the discussions when people have read it. I'm like a week behind. I'm like, darn. I haven't gotten that yet. Like this book,
Mhm.
right? This book, when the reckoning comes. Have you been
Mhm.
hearing about this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've been hearing about this. It was with Locked Booktician and some other folks, but
Okay.
yeah, I think I don't even know who told me about it, but it might have actually been on Sprint somewhere. I know I've at least mentioned it, but they had a whole discussion last week about it. I'm
Mm.
like, darn, I could have been in on that discussion. But the library, but it's been on hold at the library forever. I guess this is popular. But I just gotten the notification for the hold like the day of or the day prior. And I'm like, rats. I can't. So I was like, so I went in and I said hi, and then I was out because I was like, I wanted to to have it ruined. But I was peeved. I was like, I could have talked about that. I had something to say. Facebook page is business. Get your business
Yeah, it
on.
is your post.
It's a challenge, not read along. Okay, yes. Well, yeah, challenge. I consider them the same thing. But yeah, I still didn't see it on there. I'm sorry. Hello, Rita. How you doing? Still in my words, howdy. What are you both drinking? Oh, what are you
Coffee.
drinking?
Coffee.
I am drinking an energy drink mixed with some seltzer. So nothing fancy. I'm not a big fan of energy drinks, but I have a whole case free, and my husband's already wired up enough. So I was like, okay, let me get on that.
Yeah, I needed something because if I'm gonna make it through watching this movie and then trying to discuss after, I'm going to fall asleep during the movie if I don't drink this.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking about that later because we got to get enough of these folks online to come on over and watch Potch Passing. Button exists. OMG, I am bilingual, speak French now that I know I can look at some of the French audience. Oh, there you go. Get in on that. Expand your horizons with some posts that you might not know otherwise. Demon Time was good. Thanks for the recommendation. It was good. Demon Time, it's a 3-book series by ML Sexton. And ML Sexton is, oh my God, I always get the name wrong. She's a booktuber. It's is it Malik one? Oh my gosh. Hold up. She's a book. I actually typed it in and she came up and communicate all the time. I can't remember which her thing is. I don't know. Type in ML Sexton and it'll come up. I think it is Moniqua or something. She does a lot. I saw something today. That'll be all. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking up though. We're doing this. No, I'm not. Hold up, y'all. Give me a minute. Sorry. Where is this chick stuff? I see her stuff.
Oh, it's just Moniqua.
Yeah, is that this? Just Moniqua? Is that it? All
Yeah.
right. There's another person that I subscribe to. I get her and the other lady confused. But yes. But yeah, she's always there we go. Yeah, it's just Moniqua right here. She does a lot of her videos as like premieres. But yeah, but that's ML Sexton. I read the books and then somehow I ran across her on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I was like, girl, I read 3 of your books last week.
Is anybody else having an issue with YouTube, like unsubscribing you from people?
Ooh.
I've had it happen to you. Like I got unsubscribed from you. I got unsubscribed from Paco, and there was a third person. And like I'll go on the channel because I'm like, oh, I haven't seen their videos pop up in a while. And I'm like, wait, how am I not subscribed? I know I'm subscribed. Then I have to resubscribe.
That
And it's
may
happened like
be
3 times.
it may be. Like I haven't seen Paco's book stuff pop up in a while, so that might be it.
But I remember it happened to you. Like, you were the first one that I noticed because I went to your channel. I think I went to your channel because I was trying to copy and paste your thing because I was tagging you in the video. And when I went to your channel, it was like subscribe. And I'm like, I should already be subscribed. And then like the same thing happened later with Paco. I was going to his channel because we were on voice chat talking about something. And so I think we were talking about his video. He did a Q&A or something. And so I was going to his channel to go look at it. And then when I got there, it was like, oh, like, do you want to subscribe? And I'm like, I'm already subscribed.
Oh, they trying to get you out the game, girl. 2000. You would think though, if I type, oh, is Jemison with the O? Maybe I was typing it wrong, but you think they would know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Jemison. Oh, you know what? Jemison is spelled with an I, Jemisin. That might be
Oh.
why I was spelling it like that. I need to get to this book, y'all. Let me. I put it right there. I think when are we doing the thing? I think it's next Saturday. Next. Yeah. So next Saturday. Okay. Well, I'll be reading that book this week. Okay. So 2003. If my pen wants to work. 23 NK Jemison. I'm gonna write what's okay. Well, I would suggest we spell that right, but I is probably why I couldn't find it. All right, thank you, by the way, Mika. Okay, very good read. Read it last year when the reckoning comes. Cachet about it yet. Yes, there we go. Okay, thank you. See, Pat, I get everybody confused. Please don't take it. I mentioned everybody, so I'm letting y'all know, hey, these are people to watch, but I may get them wrong in certain things, but don't look me up by myself. Y'all need to go and, you know how you take a recommendation for somebody, but you really need to go do your research on it ahead of time, like after that too. Don't just take one person's opinion. So there we go. That's how it is. Okay. Yes. They were discussing it and I was like, nope, can't stay. It's a good book though, if y'all have not picked it up. I'm started it, even though I'm still reading another book. Business stuff is all in French. Selling your items. YouTube is the only thing. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I've heard you speak some French on YouTube. I'm like, oh, interesting. Monique, there we go. Oh, we are that far in the chats. Yes, this is Monique. Yes. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? We're going to be watching that movie later with you. Great information. Live and learn every day, and that's how we surpass our regular selves. Exactly. Hello. Hey, Asma. How are you doing? How is school? How's writing papers? The world of education. Asma. Hello. YouTube dies.
Okay.
Sometime. Oh, yeah.
The subscribing thing.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed too much, but I do find people's videos aren't popping up. Maybe it's the idea that I'm not at the right time. I used to always, have people just come up, and now it's like I got to go look for folks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's weird though. Maybe that dreaded algorithm. I can't. Oh, it's so funny. I saw a YouTube video, right, of this guy. I've learned this term this week, cis white or cis. Like, you ever heard of the cis, CIS? Mm-hmm. It's so weird. I showed that to my husband the other day. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I never heard of that. I'm learning too. But it was a cis white guy, talking about the YouTube algorithm and how it's skewed and it sucks. I'm like, you're discussing this? You have like 20,000 followers, but you're complaining about the algorithm.
He was complaining about it?
I know.
Why was he? If anything, it should be benefiting him.
Who you girl?
He's a cis white male. Like,
exactly.
Bro, the odds are in your favor.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, people are flocking to girl. I can't. I was just like, okay, but I let them be. I listened and I was like, luckily it was short, but I'm just sitting there like, dude, why are you complaining? The algorithm sucks, period, for just across the board, but it definitely favors you. You should just roll with the punches and go along with it. So the only people that maybe outbeat him are like pretty young white females. Other than that, it's like, who else you compete with? Mr. Intellectual. I read Tolkien. I read Faulkner or whatever. No, let me go. Storygraph, NK Jemison. It is under Jemison Read It. Yes, there we go. Okay. Oh, hosted by G Group? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to re-look that up. I only briefly got on it earlier. I was spelling Jemison, Jeminssin. And that might be why I didn't get anything other than that one person's channel. But I will say that, I'm just going to look at the other book I got. That it is if y'all want to change it, I'm an exact. I'm just saying Jemison is spelled with an S-I-N. So that may kind of help people find it better if they are not aware. So that's just my pickiness right there, y'all. Okay. There we go. What is happening? Oh, about unsubscribing? I think. Stop flirting. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you can have a whole conversation in emojis. You ever had that, Neil?
Yep.
I can have conversations with my family in emojis and gifs. Or
Yep.
is it gifs or gifs?
I say gifts. I don't know.
Sometimes it just expresses it better. Stay in. Hello, 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 hello. How's it going? Everybody's feeling good. Cough of the morning. Oh yeah,
Yes,
you
morning
are
over there.
12 hours
Mhm.
behind. Or is it 18? I
I
forgot.
think ahead.
Ahead? Oh, okay.
I think
Well,
it's
no
Friday
big deal.
morning where she is.
Time changes. I'm telling you, we get so used to it. I've started putting because I know everybody has to extrapolate the times and stuff, but I've started putting like 8 p.m. EST USA in parentheses. But yeah, I guess YouTube kind of still tells you like upcoming, Hello. How have you been? Yes, Asma, how have you been? Oh, hello, Anna. How are you doing? Welcome to the fold. Oh, what is everybody going to be reading? We're going to attempt to do some reading. Viral bug going around, so no work being done. Just all of us siblings being sick. Well, that sucks. Definitely get well. Take some, I don't know. My solution to everything is water. But that could work. Otherwise, dude that kept complaining white male authors can publish. Oh my gosh, that is Patterson. I had a short about him. Oh my gosh. I think regardless, he is not going to be losing any money in his pockets at all. So you should just okay. There we go. Oh yes, the weather. Yo, speaking of weather, it started like by the time I woke up, it was 41 today. And then the weather went to like 71. That's crazy. Oh, I don't know what's going on in the world, y'all. But I'm gonna take this warm weather and I'm gonna just roll with it. So
I literally had on shorts earlier today when I went out to the post office. I was like, I'm wearing shorts in February.
And then next week you'll be putting back on a coat. This is sick weather right here. But as long as it don't snow, I feel like it is way too late in the season for snow. I'm gonna be peeved if it snows.
It snowed later than this. We've had snow in March. We've had snow in April.
I'm not trying to be in them streets shoveling in February and April and May. Like I'll do a little light dusting because I haven't broken out the snow shovels, but the little I'm talking about the
like for your car
thing. Huh?
Like for your car.
Yeah. What's that called? Windshield.
Like the scraper thing with the brush.
Yeah, snow scraper. So that's been in the car. But I'm not trying to break anything else out. So if I got to break out a shovel in March or April, y'all gonna hear about it on this spring. That's not gonna go down lightly. And I try not to complain. But I know there's people that have it worse. So yeah, I think somebody from Wisconsin on the last sprint or last sprint I did was talking about how they were getting like 18 inches of snow. It is going to be fun. I'm going to enlist my husband to watch. He won't be on camera, but I told him, get the Netflix together. Hey, it's Friday morning. Okay, there we go. Ooh, later. Okay, except, it's 11. 11:30, Pat. You going to stay up with us and watch this movie? Going to be reading The Wheel of Time, Book 3. I don't know if I've heard of that. It sounds
I don't think I've heard of it either.
How many books is there? Our ladies, Anne Rice. Ooh, okay. I bet. Anne Rice, Interview with the Vampire. Is that what you're reading or are you reading something else? I know she has tons of other books. Stay safe. Yes, it is not fun being sick. Heather's live stream starts at 11 a.m. Friday. Yep. Yeah, for you, it's late. Yep. As long as you stay up. But you know what? You got the house to yourself. You can do it. A few minutes ago out there. Oh no.
Hailing.
California? What is going on in the world? Ugh, I don't think it's El Nino effect. I haven't heard that term in a long time. It's a new weather pattern that people are blaming everything on. Heir to the crescent moon. I have not heard of that. Sophia Abdur Rahman. Ooh, is it good? Hello, hello, hello. My birthday is in May at snow. Oh no. And I would be moving. You fix this and the typos. Let me know if you see anything else created on. Oh, okay. Okay, that works. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at it when I get a chance. We got snow the other day. Oh no. And that is why I would never be moving to that. Don't mind reading. There's a moment.
How's the moving going?
Huh?
So how's the moving going, Pat? Aren't you
Oh
moving?
yeah. Finding goodies I forgot. That's how it is when you're moving. Find any books? Patterson is done, or the kids what? He has kids books? I didn't know that. You know that?
No, I don't read his stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. Oh, by the way, hello, Jazz. How are you doing? First time here, I think. Yeah, maybe when I was younger, I remember my mom used to have him on the shelf, but I don't think I've ever really picked up his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never done a watch along, so this is new for me. However, I think we're on Heather's channel. We're going to be on camera and talk a bit. And then I think we're watching on our own, like on Netflix, or whatever. But I think we're watching on Netflix. But I'm not sure, like, what's on the screen. Like, I know
she said we were going to turn our cameras off, and she said to turn our mics off. But I think the chat will be open, so like we can talk through the chat about the movie. But I'm just trying to find out, how do we get it so that all of our like movies are synced, so that like somebody isn't like further ahead. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's, and I think that's what we're gonna not, but it's probably gonna be like, and start. So we may have a little bit of a lag. I mean, if you get up and go to the bathroom and go make a snack, and then it's 20 minutes later because you paused it, then you may just be off. So I think we'll probably have to avoid that, or just let it run if you got to get up. But I just don't know what's gonna be on the screen. Like, you have the chat, but like, you know how you see us, like what's on the screen, just maybe I don't know, I guess you'll figure out. Maybe we'll just say passing, so you'll know what we're doing. Otherwise you're like, what are these girls doing? That'll be interesting. I'm excited to see the movie, especially after the book. 10 at night, fall asleep. Oh, that's okay. Conserve those brain cells, girl. You're gonna need them. Healthy to declutter. Yeah, but you got to move and all. So it's stressful, but I think, all depends on for the reason and where you end. Yeah. So I think it works out. Just take your time. Moth to a flame. That sounds spooky. Oh, there we go. I was right. Look at me, Courtney. Never read the book, but I saw the movie and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was traumatizing. What was that about? Hosted because I created to detract what need to be read, decided to make it public. Yes. Oh, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I just was, if you're going to put it out there as a thing, other people may want to get on board. I want to get on board. So I just wanted to be able to find it. Moving. Yepers. Will of Classic, High Fantasy. Oh, too many books. Brandon Sanderson. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Big Brandon Sanderson book.
Yeah. Oh, you want to pick it up?
No, that's a name that I hear very good things about. I've never read any of his stuff, but everybody that talks about this person, this author, they love his work.
Yeah, he does a lot of fantasy. He does a lot of big chunker books. And I'm just like, oh. But I do think it's interesting that he finished I guess they already know where they wanted to go in the end, but he finished the last 2 books before the guy died. So maybe it's kind of like those, you have those comics where you already know where it's going to end. It's just how you get there. So he just, that reminds me of Verity right there.
I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay, we won't talk about it, but very well. No, I mean, it says it in the synopsis. The one lady is hired to finish the other lady's
Finish the
work,
lady's
so that's
book.
what it
Yeah.
reminds me of. Gotta move. What are you going to be reading? I'm trying to get to the end of the chats. What are you going to be reading now?
I'm reading Yours Truly. It's a rom-com by Abby Jimenez. So I started it a couple of days ago. I need to finish it because I'm trying to vlog it.
Okay, what is that about?
What is it about? It's about this girl. It's this doctor. She works at a hospital. She just got divorced, and she's going for a promotion. She's supposed to become like the head of whatever department. I don't know. She's a doctor in the ER at the hospital, but I don't know if it's medicine or something. She's trying to become the head of. But there's a new doctor who just started working there, and so now she feels like she has to compete with him. So she like doesn't like him because she's like, he's coming in and he's gonna take my promotion or whatever. But then it turns out that he's like really nice. And then her brother is sick and her brother needs like a transplant. And so he helps out with that whole process. And then because he helped out with that process, he needs a favor from her. And so it's fake dating, and that's as far as I've gotten.
That sounds like a lot of serious things. I've definitely noticed with romance that it's gotten like back in the day when I used to read romance, it was like I guess cheesy, just romance, right?
Mm.
But these days, I feel like romance novels are like 300-400 pages. I'm like, how long does it take to get to it? And it's because there's so many other serious themes that get added in the mix.
Yep.
So
And I think this book is a standalone, like a connected standalone to what is the book called? There's a book that's like really popular right now by Abby Jimenez. Part of Your World or something like that, I think is what it's called. I think this is connected to that. It's not a sequel, but I think some of the characters from that book are now the characters in this book, and like they got their own story.
Well, it's good that they relate. You're going to read the whole series? Oops, sorry. I'm trying to keep the timer here. Are you going to read the other ones in there too? Or you just
maybe. I'm really enjoying this book so far. So depending on how it ends, I might go back and read the one that came before this. Because if the writing style, like this book is funny. Like I can honestly say this book is like this puts the calm in rom-com. Like I'm here for this book. So hopefully it stays that way until I get to the end. And if it does, I probably will go back and read the other one.
It's been a minute since I read a rom-com. When was the last time? Oh my God, it's been a long time. Huh. Okay, maybe I'll do a vlog on that one. Vlog. Yeah, I haven't read a rom-com in a while. Because I center on I like fantastical elements in some fashion in something that I read. So I'm definitely a mixed genre type person. I need to do some research. We're watching the movie Passing. It's based off the book Passing by, is it based off the book by Nella Larson?
I think so.
I don't know if you can see. Anyway, that says Passing by Nella Larson. But there's a book, a movie. We're watching the movie at 8 p.m. EST. So that's about, 2.5 hours from now?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to be doing a live show tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST to discuss the book. So should be interesting. The book is interesting. She's the daughter of two Black Power era converts to Islam. It's about her coming of age. Ooh, that sounds pretty serious.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy decorating, trying to get blinds and carpets. Hectic. Plus, I've got the first of the film. Ooh, you got a lot going on. Take the time you need, Pat. Make sure you detox. Sometimes it's good to just sit if you can, okay? But yeah. I hate trying to get things for homes. It's annoying. I'm not a big fan of curtains either. Dust collectors. Heather will go over it when we're live and done watching along with her. We are chatting in the chat and then we come back. Okay, that works. I'm pretty sure she got it. Heather is on point when she has her stuff, y'all. I'm telling you. Heather is a wealth of knowledge. I'm going to just make sure I get there early because you know me, I'm always kind of running last minute. We're going to get off of here about 7, hopefully. So that'll give me time to go eat. I'm going to get my popcorn, talk to hubby so he won't be talking during the movie. No, that's it should be good. And hope you don't hear my dogs in the background. That is right. It's going to be watching Passing. There we go. Based off the book. Yes. Okay. Do you want to do a sprint? You're
Sure.
good for a sprint? What do you
Yeah.
think? 30 or 45?
Either is good with me. Doesn't matter.
Let's do a 45 and then yeah. Let's do a 45. Why not? Why not? Why not? That's what I got queued up. Okay, well, oh, I never said what I was gonna read. Let me put this up here. Probably should leave it up. What am I going to read? I don't know. I started this. This isn't even on my TBR. I don't know why I picked this up. I'm gonna probably add it somewhere, or maybe just do an online review. But I enjoyed. I need to get through this. Oh crap! So, I thought my soul would rise. I didn't
Is
know
that the
about
book
this,
that
by the
you're
way.
reading for Sunday?
Yes, I was just going to
Okay.
mention. Yeah, so Sunday I am doing a discussion with Dee Roussel about this book. I thought my soul would rise and fly. Now, I did not know until someone mentioned this Dear America is a series, I guess youth. I think it's kind of like middle grade, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And there's like a series of like 35 books. I
Oh
guess it
wow.
started in 1995, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think they
You guys
stopped.
almost the same age as me.
Yeah. And I never heard of it. Apparently, people read them in school. I wish we had something like this in school. I
Yeah.
never, but I guess it's historical fiction. I guess it's told from like the standpoint of like a diary, but it's historical fictions told through diary entries of like young people. And
Mhm.
I think it's geared towards young girls, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't quote me, but I think most of the I guess narrators are, young girls, but pretty good of seeing history through the eyes of children, because children are, very innocent
Mhm.
supposedly, and honest about what they see. um but it's really cool though. I really do like it. But yeah, it's a whole series. So if y'all are interested in, I'm telling them I'll be reviewing this at some point, y'all. But it's pretty cool to know that there's multiple of these. So, but Sunday at 8 p.m. EST USA, we will be discussing this particular book. If y'all are interested, Asma says 45, so does Nicole. So I'm on board with that. Clash of Kings, Game of Thrones. Haven't read anything today. Slow reading month so far. You got a lot of reading with the Game of Thrones. You better get on that.
Mhm.
You better get on it, okay? Trying to finish filling out these forms. Finish the Deep. Ooh, the Deep was good too.
I've heard good things.
Trials. Yes, it's a heavy. It's a tiny book too. The Deep, very tiny book, but very heavy. Going to read Game of Thrones, put it in off. Never, yeah. I've watched parts of the TV series.
I've never watched the show.
I didn't see, I never really, I'm not one for TV, but my husband watches a lot. So whenever there's like some crazy, awesome scenes, he's like, come in here. So the one where the chick with the dragon like blew up the whole city. Yeah. He was like, that's cool. So I saw that. Halfway through my forms. Feed him supper and he will not be bugging you. Love the movie Passing, the old black and white version. I think it's the third version I'm watching tonight. Ooh, what's the copyright?
I
I
think
didn't
it
know there
came
was.
out in 1920 something.
Yeah, I think it's a 20. Let me see what mine has. Is this the book you have?
So I read mine on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the cover looks like.
Mine says first published in 1929, but this particular one is 1990s. No, introduction and notes copyrights. Yeah, so my book was published in 1997, but the original story is 1929. Yeah, this book had a lot of well, we'll discuss it later. But there had a lot of stuff in the beginning. I'm like,
I can't wait.
yes. I feel like in that book is only like really three key scenes I want to talk about, but we'll talk about it. The Searcher by Tara French. Never heard of that. What it's about. The Killer Lady is bored. Yeah, give him something he likes to do and then be like, leave me alone.
Yeah, I've heard the books are better.
Oh yeah, books are always better for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this so I can go and get some more drink and go to the bathroom and read some stuff. Okay, y'all, 45 minutes. Happy reading. Hello, hello, hello. How did your reading go?
It was great.
Get pretty far in there.
I don't even know. This doesn't have page numbers, and I don't remember where I started. I think I might have started at 50%, and now I'm at 60%.
Does
So
it bother you when a book doesn't have page numbers?
sometimes, not always, but it's helpful so that I can count like how many pages, and like I can usually remember like what page I left off on. Like I know what chapter I started on, so if I could go back to that chapter and see what page it was, then I
Mhm.
can like count how many pages.
Yes.
But because there's no page numbers, I
Feel
don't
like
know.
you're being gypped. It's like, come on now.
But this book is so good. I This might be my second 5-star read of the year.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to figure out when people say things like that. I'm like, am I too easy? Like I'm giving a lot of 5 stars. I don't know. I don't know. I
I'm
just feel
stingy with my 5 stars. My 5 stars have to be like top tier. And like I feel like one of the things that I've noticed is that when it comes to like ranking books, it's very subjective. Like
yes.
someone might really like a book, but it's because like for example, if you're like a romance reader, you might read a sci-fi book and be like, "Oh, like I didn't really like it." But it's like that's because you don't really like sci-fi. So it's like it has to be something that really like grabs you and like your taste and your interest. And
Mhm.
this book is doing that.
I agree that it's subjective. Now I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know. I like a good plot though. So I get what you're saying. I don't know. I just feel like some books I just think are like I've given 5 stars to books that like weren't even my taste that I will
Mhm,
say I wasn't really a huge fan of, but
mhm,
I recognize just how great the book is.
mhm.
So I'm like 5 stars.
I feel like with books like that, the most I would give it is probably 4 or 4.5.
Yeah.
Because like that's how Song of Achilles was for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't my cup of tea, but I recognize that it was a really good book. It was very
Yeah.
well written. It was beautiful, but it's just not my thing. So
Yes.
like if you're into that, you probably would give it 5 stars. But for
Mhm.
me, I think I gave it like 4 or 4.5, something like that.
See, and that's why it's important to read the book, the reviews.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, a star rating is, it's great, right? But that I'm more about what did you say about it? Because
Hmm.
you can have somebody that says, "Oh, this book isn't for me," but though based off what they said, that oh well, it's a crappy reason. Like maybe you just don't like okay, I've had this, right? I've had books and movies that I've seen reviews on that there's queer characters. So
Hmm.
somebody downgraded it, and the reason they didn't like it because it was a queer character because they're
Hmm.
biased.
Mhm.
Okay,
I've seen that on
well,
like Goodreads where somebody who's like a romance reader
yeah.
will read like a fantasy book and be like, "Oh, like I just wish there was more romance," but it's like it's not a romance book. There's not going to be more romance. Like your rating doesn't make sense.
See, I get kind of biased when I read a romance and like, okay, I'm an adult. I want something to happen. All this, y'all. I got my nails on. I like my nails. I'll be talking with my hands with my nails, but I'm like, I don't want. I used to think I was a cozy person, but I don't think I'm a cozy person. I need the explicitness, right? So I've had books that I'm like, that was fade to black. I read this book and they didn't detail some. I'm like, I should take a star off, and I'm like, hold up, Courtney, stop.
But see that's like the subjectiveness because like for me, I don't necessarily care for the explicit. Like if it's there, then it's fine. But
Yeah.
I don't need that. I'm not looking for that. A lot of times when that does happen, I'm like, whoa, I wasn't. Wait, I don't think I'm supposed to. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Like, close that.
What am I?
So it's like,
Oh, why is my light? I'm sorry. I'm like, I forgot to mess with this. Can you see me clearly? Am I light
mhm,
enough?
mhm.
Okay. I feel like that my ring light. Oh no. I hope my friend didn't mess this up. All right. Let me see. Oh, I didn't calculate how far I'm into this book. I'm horrible with looking at like page numbers, but I'm about a third done. So I'm not expecting to finish tonight, but I will expect to finish tomorrow. Let me see I saw something. I don't even remember where we're in the chat, but I see this right here. So I'm going to start here. I was asking my husband about the version we're watching that he found on Netflix, and he said it's black and white. Is yours black and white?
I don't know. I haven't like looked at it. It came out a couple of years ago. It's the girl from Creed. She was also in For Color Girls. She's also in the Thor movies. I can't think of what her name. I think it's like Tessa Thompson or something like that. Maybe that's not her name. I don't know. But she's the main character. And I don't know who the other girl is. I'm pretty sure Tessa Thompson or whatever her name is. I think she's going to be playing Irene, I think. And then some other girl that I've never heard of is playing, was it Clara, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's black and white. I haven't like looked at the trailer. But I remember when it came out because I follow that girl on Instagram and I remember her like promoting it, saying that she was, going to be in it or whatever.
Is Tessa white?
No,
white?
I think she's mixed.
Does she look white? I'm just thinking of the
yeah. She's light enough that if she wanted, well, actually, let me not say that. I don't know that she could really pass. She's probably like maybe the same complexion as like a Meghan Markle, which in my opinion, Meghan Markle does not look white, but let Harry tell it, he thought she was white. So I mean, I guess it just depends.
It depends on that lighting that you hit, because I have seen lighting that has shown Beyonce to be like Halle Berry.
Really?
And I'm like, Beyonce's like, I don't know, she like my color, I think. I don't know.
She might be a little bit lighter than you, but she's not
Halle Berry,
She's not high yellow.
The media be playing stuff. That's another conversation. Let's get to this. Hopefully we can get through these chats, and then I don't know if we're gonna have time for another spring. We be talking, but I do have a comment. Let me write this down if I want to talk about a comment.
Let me see if I can find out what her actual name is. I think it's Tessa Thompson, but that might not be her name.
Let's see. I think okay. We're talking about that. I have sprints after the watch along, but I'm going to be on. You are going to be online all day. Well, it's in the morning. You said you don't work, and this is your outlet, and you have a beautiful house, and you talk very well, and you have good lighting. Enjoy yourself. Hit the like button. Thank y'all. Hit the like button. Oh, hit the like button. And also, if y'all are not subscribed to both myself and Nell, make sure you do that. Sorry, I'm looking for my fan. Gotta get this on. This fan is not like stretchy.
Was your old one stretchy?
Yeah, it's a bit stretchy. I got a few. I go through fans like crazy, and I don't want something to break, because I be going through some motors, girl. And I have this fear that something's gonna break, and then I don't have a backup, and then I gotta go buy for one. I do a lot of product testing, if you will, and so I get a lot of things for free. I'm thoroughly blessed. If you lived here, girl, you would love it. My friends all benefit. But, I'm like, this fan came up in my queue, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting that sucker, even though I don't need it. Because I've had a few things, like I had face steamer, right? I had a face steamer, and then not that I need a face steamer. I didn't know I needed one. I wanted one until it was offered. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna take that face steamer then. Let me figure out how to even use it. But then I got another one came up, and I was like, I'll have one in one room and one in the other room. And then maybe when somebody comes, I'll give them one, right? Because I got to test it first. So everything's to a certain extent used, depending on what they give me. And then my other one broke. So I'm like, oh, I'm glad I have this backup.
Yeah.
I believe in backups if you can have it. Yep. Don't worry, I'm not a hoarder, but I do like things that people are going to give me. But I am definitely a minimalist. If you look at what I buy, I am a minimalist. So if I got a bunch of stuff, I probably didn't pay for it. We're sprinting tonight. Okay, yeah. What? I saw, Nicole, your thing, but I don't know what time. So I'm pretty sure you said in the chats. 1 a.m. Oh, EST. I've never heard of that.
Australian.
Yeah, Australian. Oh, that's cool. Okay, see, learn something new. Do they do EEST? Like for European? I don't know. Keep my eyes open. Gonna switch. Bye, asthma. Sleep well. Sprints. Good night, night, night. Night, night. 33 pages on my dog. Oh, there you go. That's pretty good. What would you say if you were to read for 30 minutes? Let's say an hour. Now, let's say 30 minutes because you may get up. 30 minutes. How many pages do you think you could read?
In 30 minutes, maybe somewhere between 15 and 20.
Yeah, I never know what the actual thing was because I remember once I sprinted for 30 minutes and I read like 40 pages, but I guess it depends on what
Mm-hmm.
the
The
material
size
because
of the
some is
book
quicker
and
than
stuff like
others.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to get up a lot. I don't know how I read as much as I do because I'm always getting up doing something. Audiobooks do help though. I would say during the day, I try to put on an audiobook if I'm doing other things. That probably is my now I think that's what I why I read so much. But back
Mm-hmm.
in the day, I used to read just as much and I would be sitting down all day. So I don't know. I don't know. 34. Good job. Hi, Kenny. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Chapter numbers, character, title. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I like a good page number.
That's how The Golden Spoon was. That book, each chapter was just someone's name. So it's really hard to remember. Like if you lose your place, it's really hard to figure out where you were.
Yeah, that's true. That definitely makes it hard. And then your bookmark fall out and you're really screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Free water, middle grade. I didn't even know the term middle grade until I came to BookTube.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, and I keep hearing people talking about middle March. Is that an I still haven't figured it out. I guess I'm too
I
lazy to
haven't
look
heard
it up.
that.
I hear it all the time. People on this Discord are always talking about middle March, and I'm trying to figure out if that is like a middle grade book or if that is like a book called Middle March. And I think it's a series. I have no idea.
It might be.
Middle grade slave children. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of books about. I don't know. A lot of the books that I've been reading lately. I mean, this is Black History Month, so a lot of us do tend to read more like historical stuff, but a lot of books that I've been reading lately by Black authors talk about like oppression and all. And I feel like I don't know. I was reading this other book earlier and it was just making me angry. Like, I generally don't mind as much as long as it's done well, but I was getting a little bit upset. So I think I may have to detox a little bit, hanging late. Like the reviews first, kind of going blind and see how you like it. That is true. I got to read at least a little bit to know, of what it's about. You can't go in completely blind, because you may.
I like to know like the gist, like what are like the main things that are gonna happen, like how people do like tropes, like because there are certain things that like I know I'm gonna like, and there are certain things that I know that I just simply don't care about. So like I really like things that have to do with like time travel or like repeating day, but then like I hate stuff that has to do with like marriage or like divorce, because those are two things that I just have no experience in and don't really have an interest in. So I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to read stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to know those main characteristics, though. But I think that's why it's good, like kind of how I do stuff is I read about it or hear about it, and then I just add it to my list. And then when I consult the list later, I already know by the fact that I put it on there that I want to read it. So I don't really go back. And then what I'm trying to do is categorize my list so that like if I'm in a fantasy mood, then okay, these are all fantasy because right now it's all jumbled together, I've been hearing a lot about love songs of W.E. Du Bois. And I also learned that he's an activist. Somebody told me that he was a writer. So I was all screwed up, but I had to read about that. So yeah, it's about family drama.
Yeah, I saw that book in the store. It's so big.
I've listened to 3 people's reviews about that book this week alone, right? And like the girl's like picking it up. And I'm like, girl, your hand should be falling off because she had it like this. And I'm like, that looks pretty darn big, but let me go. And she turned it. I was like, oh no. That was my first comment with her. Taste the lines for other booktubers. Yes, definitely. Yes, I agree. It is some booktubers I know, like when they're talking about a book, I'm like, yeah, we're here. I can just almost all of those books I can probably put on my list. Like there was a booktuber, I think Erica, the Broken Spine. She did, was it the 23 of, I can't remember which video. It was last month I saw 23 of, Either way, I put like 8 of the books that she talked about on my
Mhm.
list. I was like, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Mhm. There are some booktubers that I watch just purely because they're entertaining,
Yeah.
and then there are other booktubers that I watch because I know they're gonna give me good recs.
Yes. Yes. I agree. Chapters, perspective of her parents' story must have shared it, but it adds a lot of depth. Oh, about the book. Okay, yes, definitely. And also, I posted a short earlier this week. I actually had people look at it, which was lovely. I was surprised. I'm not all about the numbers, girl, but at the same time, it is nice to see more than like a couple people look at it. But it was just a little short. I just about in Black history, and I didn't say because I didn't want to be like too particular, but I was referring more towards like non-black individuals, but it's a little bit for everybody because I feel like black individuals, we kind of live like reality. In a book that I just said, it talked about being black in America is traumatizing enough, and to a certain extent it is, especially girl, people didn't show their ass lately. I'm just in my feelings a lot. I don't know what people doing this month. Anyway, um but it's about, there's a lot of stories about struggle, and not just books but in movies and everything too. We talk a lot in Black History Month about black struggle, but there's a whole lot of joy out there too. So while people are picking up books talking about black struggle, especially if you're a non-white individual or non-black individual, there's some joyous books out there. So make sure you kind of put some of those in there too, because we're resilient. So there's a lot of joy we find within the struggle in there. So anyway, that's my PSA. It
Okay.
is. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my husband was like, "Oh, the movie's black and white." I'm like, "Really? I didn't know that."
Yeah, I've never seen the trailer, so I don't know. I just know the girl's name is Tessa Thompson.
Okay.
So that was the reason why I wanted to see it originally when it first came out. Like, I forget what year it was, but it's been out for a while. But I like her because I liked her in For Color Girls. I liked her in Creed. I liked her in the couple of Thor movies that I did see because I'm not a big Marvel person. But
Uh-huh.
everything that I've seen her in, I like her. So I'm like, okay, like this will be good.
Okay. All right. And you know what? And part of why, like, when you think of the night, well, when I think of the 1920s, I do think of a lot of black and white
Hmm.
stuff. Although, what's that movie with the it was a Harlem Renaissance with Eddie Murphy back in the day?
Oh, Harlem Nights?
Yeah, Harlem Nights. There we go. Harlem Renaissance. Yeah, so that was in color. But
Mhm.
also, if you have like Tessa Thompson and maybe even some darker people, it's just the idea that when you put things in black and white, you can kind of skew that whole color
Yeah,
barrier.
that's what I was gonna say because you were asking, is she like light enough where she could
Yeah,
like pass? And I think that if it's in black and white, yes,
yeah,
it will be hard to tell.
yeah. Although you have Holly Berry, which to me clearly looks mixed, but you can
Mhm,
tell she's on the
mhm,
black spectrum, and then
mhm,
she was in Queenie, but they be taking some license.
mhm.
So how do you do product reviews? Oh, I got selected for a little Amazon program. I don't want to go into it, but do your book reviews on Amazon. That's all I'm going to say. Review whatever it is that you review. If you buy from them, do a review for everyone. I just like to state my opinion, but I think that has definitely benefited me in a few ways than one, though, that I review stuff. GMT is Europe, my love. Oh, what does that stand for?
I don't know. I thought it stood for like mountain time or something.
Yeah, maybe it is gross mountain time. I don't know. What's GMT time zone? I don't know that one. Middle March Classic by George. Oh, there we go. It has been revealed. Thank you. 1871. Damn. Okay. What was the book, Courtney?
What book?
What book? I can't remember what I talked too much. What book have I been talking about? Well, I've discussed thus far. I've discussed Passing. What
And
other
the one
books?
for Sunday. And then the big one, the W.E.B. Du
Oh,
Bois.
Never Do You the Boys. Yeah, Love Songs. That might be it. We did talk about that. See, this chats. I guess we get to talking and the chats goes by. Yeah.
Mhm.
Reading A Brief History of Seven Killings. That is another chunker. 688 after tough read all the possible trigger warnings. Yes, Marlon James is, you got to be in a mindset. Last month I did um Book of Night Women, and I chose that one. I didn't know much about Marlon James. I know he's kind of tough, but because it was one of his shorter books, and that was still pretty chunky. So I can imagine this other one, which is his most famous one. How are you liking it? Read it out through March. Check some voice reviews. Oh, that would probably be interesting as a audio. Yeah, let me know. That would be cool. Enjoy it, Audrey. Jamaica. There we go. I want to go on vacation there. Middle March. Yep. Big, big, big. Going to Jamaica. Hello, Adrian. I want to hurry up and get through these chats. And if you're okay, I'd like to do another 30-minute.
Okay.
It'll take us over the 7 p.m., but still give you enough time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we'll do a 20-minute. How about we do a 20-minute?
I'm good with either one because I'm not. All I'm gonna do is move from here and then to the bed.
There you go. There you go. You have your plan set up, girl. Mm-hmm. Get you some food too.
Yep.
80 pages. Oh, you are way early into the book. You got a while. I don't read fast, not familiar with the language, and I kind of do a lot of research because I'm curious about the culture. Oh, if that's the same language, like the vernacular that
Probably.
And the other one, it's gonna take you a minute. You can decipher, but it's like, you know how when you read, you know what you're reading. With Marlon James, at least in the one book I read a paragraph and then I had to like stop and transpose it in my head. Oh, when he said we're gonna go to, it's not like I don't know. It's like deciphering it. But it's doable. It was enjoyable though, at least the one I read. Hello, hello, hello. So raw and violent. Yep, I heard it was very violent. If you're interested in someone that loves Marlon James, Allen at Big Hard Books and Classics, enjoys it. And if you're interested in he already read it, but like a buddy discussion, he will really want to do it. I just want to take my time with it. Yes, take your time and detox from it too afterwards. I hear that's what he said he had to do. Tasty, tasty, tasty. There you go. Name recommended by booktubers. Purchase and borrow them from the library. Yeah.
Yeah, I very rarely read the synopsis of a book too. Usually I just go based off of what people say, like the gist of what it's about. I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. I'll put it down. Or I'm like, that's not really my thing. Maybe if I hear more people talk about it, then I'll write it down. But as of right now,
Yeah, that's what I do too. I agree. If I hear a booktuber, if you give me a good synopsis, then yeah, I don't reread anything more about it. Just put it on the list. Greenwich. Oh, okay. Greenwich.
Oh.
Okay, I don't think it's a dumb question. And if it is, oh well, laugh at me. What is Greenwich? Is that a place? And why is it like, what's Greenwich mean? Mean is the average, right? So what is Greenwich?
Maybe it's like a place in the middle of the UK or something.
Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't know. I don't know. Same thing I do. You have to purchase library. UKs are not forthcoming. Yeah, that sucks. I hear a lot about that they don't really have a lot of books in the libraries, especially books by people of color. I've been hearing that a lot with Pat. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Stop reading heavy. Oh, no. Heavy networking, reading the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slang Vampires. How
are you liking that? Because I've heard people not give this book good reviews or high praise. It sounds interesting, like the synopsis. The people that I know that have read it were like, nah, don't waste your time.
Is that a cozy? Sounds like
I want to think that's by Grady Hendrix, right? I think. Or maybe I'm getting it mixed up with a different book.
I've only read one thing by him.
I haven't read anything by him, but I wanted to read a bunch of his stuff, and that was one that I had on my list. But then when people were talking about it, nobody was like pumping it up or making it sound interesting. So I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't read it.
I think what's the book I read? My Best Friend's Exorcism was pretty
I
decent.
have that on my list. I'm
Yeah.
reading that
So
in October.
and then there's a movie if you're interested in that
Mhm.
too.
Yep.
Very much 80s. Yeah, I think I should reactivate my Book of the Month club.
I've never had book of the month.
I haven't either. People seem to like it. And then what's the other ones? You have Illumicrates.
Mhm.
What's the other one? Fairy Loots.
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
think I know of any
I don't
other.
have any of those.
Yeah, I don't
But if
either.
you like special editions of books, then like the Fairy Loot and the Illumicrate stuff like that, that's really good for to get like special covers or like sprayed edges and stuff like that.
That's another thing I learned on BookTube, sprayed edges.
Mhm.
But in that case, you need to display it. Don't be putting it like in the gotta show the edges.
Okay.
30 pages. Oh, here's what I would say. That would be a good gift. What is that, like
Mhm.
$25 a month, something like that,
I
or
don't
$20?
remember. It might be, yeah.
Yeah,
Something
so
like
that
that.
would be a good, hint, to the hubby for Christmas, Valentine's Day.
Birthday, anniversary.
Exactly. Have somebody else pay for it. That's a good gift, y'all. Any booktuber is good gift. Okay. 30 pages in, keep it up. Greenwich Mean Time, like you have EST. Okay, yeah, I get that one. I was just curious if that's like, do you have any other time zones like around that, or is that just what they all? I haven't heard of that in the UK of different time zones. Like generally, people just give me one time, whereas in the US,
Mhm.
you know how we have to have the different ones.
Mhm.
We just gotta complicate stuff, y'all. But you have some
Okay.
parts in the US that don't even have it. Like I think Puerto Rico and Hawaii don't, and
Oh, really?
Alaska too, don't utilize that.
Oh, yeah, I know because Hawaii is, like, 6 hours ahead of us or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know what Alaska is.
Either love it or you're not. I don't know. I gave at least the only one I ever read was a 4-star that I gave for My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Smart.
Low risk. That's smart. Yes, very. What book did you stop reading? I don't think I stopped. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I know what we're saying. No, I didn't stop reading any book. It was the Book of Night Women with Marlon James for the buddy read I did last month. It was that as I was reading it, I had to like stop every once in a while to kind of detox what I was saying because the vernacular is like Jamaican and stuff, and it just sometimes I couldn't understand it as I was reading it. So I would kind of like read a paragraph and then kind of stop a little bit to kind of rearrange the words in my head to be like, what did he just say? Some parts were easier than others to understand, but it's totally understandable if you're actually taking the time to read it. Book of the Month is on hold. They raised the price. Ooh,
Huh.
yippers. Watch out. Watch out. It's not surprising though with everybody raising the price of everything else.
Mhm.
Book calls out on white men's complacency when it's happened to children of color and don't do anything until it happens to them. That's life, unfortunately. Some folks, yeah, I get you. There's a book called White Fragility if y'all want to check out during
Hmm.
Black History Month. It's very interesting. Or any other time of the year for that matter. Deckled edges are nice. Ooh, I never heard of that. That's sprayed edges, I guess. Must be expensive. Make sure you get tax member. Exactly. That's why I tripled. Oh my gosh. Oh, the property value. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and taxes. I didn't think about that when values, they better not go up on my taxes. I pay way too much already. Yeah, I use my library every chance I get. I probably have at least 20 books checked out by there. They're like, is she gonna return these books or she just printing stuff out? It's like y'all will get y'all books back at the beginning of next month. Stop bugging me because I'm about to renew each and every one of them right now. 17. Oh, that's not that bad. I thought it was like more.
I thought it was like 20.
Yeah. Put it on hold. Put it on hold. Get somebody else to pay for it, then keep it. This is white dude writing about white women. I thought it was good. Yeah, I we're gonna leave that one alone. Bedroom looks like a library and still ordering even though I'm moving. But you enjoy your books. That is your safe space. So you know what? Get rid of other stuff. As long as you have space for them, you're good. Reading a book
Oh.
a month and you stop. Huh? No, we're reading one book this month for Black History Month and you stopped. We're reading one book this month and you stopped. I'm reading a book this month and I
Was
stopped.
there a book that you were reading for one of the read-alongs that you stopped reading?
Mm-mm. No, I read everything. I got a whole pile. I got stuff all over the place. But no, I haven't stopped any books I've read. I don't know. Maybe you were talking about the fifth season, like the Broken Earth trilogy with N.K. Jemisin. I was debating about continuing the series. I said that last at the end of last month, but I'm going to continue. I don't know. I talk a lot. Maybe I said something and I didn't mean to. I tend to say something, go off on a tangent. Maybe I went off on a tangent, but I've continued. But let me know. Maybe it's something I wasn't thinking about. Southern Books Club, Guide to Slaying Vampires. Don't know about that one. Dusty Sniffers, Sprints are at 10. Deckled Edges are not sprays.
Ooh.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
I
Okay.
don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen Deckled Edges. I'm going to look that up right now. Deckled Edges. Uh, oh, it's kind of like although one looks different than the other. It's kind of like a stucco or stucco
Hmm.
staccato. That's what it kind of looks like. Mm,
Hmm.
yeah.
Interesting.
All right, let me tell
They
y'all one
almost
thing.
look like worn, like old, worn pages.
I've never heard of that one. Okay, y'all, let's get to ready for a last sprint. You mentioned it earlier. No worries. All right. I probably just went off on a tangent on something. I would say the only books that I have not finished, Book of Night, that was a while back. And then what's that other book? I can't remember. I can't remember. But no, I think I'm good. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to let's do 20 so we can have time to actually kind of get past some other stuff. Let me see if I can change this timer to the 20. Oh, I did get a very interesting passive comment um earlier, y'all. So it was somebody that came, I posted that video, right, that I was telling you about, read Black Joy books and all too.
Hmm.
And I still need to look at some comments, but I posted that and I had somebody talk about, let's see, we should have a month for Jews and the struggle of the Irish. I'm like, ugh. So I was thinking of not saying something because I'm like, oh. But what I said was, do your research before deflecting from Black History Month, the shortest month of the year. Jewish Heritage Month is May and Irish is March. So that's kind of nuts. It was one of those I was looking at before, but people tend to come out of nowhere with stupid stuff that irritates me, like those passive little things. Of course, they don't have a profile, so I can go and see what's on their channel too, but whatever. Happy reading, hydrate. Yes. Okay, y'all, let me get to this so we can get out of here. Okay, so 20-minute timer. Make it count. Hello. Hello. Let me see. Hi, Adrian. How are you doing? How did we end here?
Good. Hi, everybody. As I ran here, I went food shopping, had to go to the pharmacy, and then I went to Amy Roos to get something to eat.
What is Angry Rooster?
Amy Roos is a
Oh,
soul food restaurant in
Oh.
Harlem.
that sounds like it'd be good. I haven't had soul food in a long time. Was it good? Did you eat?
It is good. That's why I turned off the camera because I'm currently eating. And I mean it's a lot of food.
What did you get?
Mm.
Um, I didn't get any greens, which is what I should have gotten, but I got macaroni and cheese and fried honey fried chicken.
Mm.
That sounds good.
I didn't even get to the fried chicken yet because I'm like, I haven't had macaroni and cheese in a while.
That's one of the
I'm
best
like, Adrian,
things.
this is really bad. I'm like, you just did a lot of walking and now you're like getting what you lost.
It all evens out. Think of that. It all evens out.
Exactly. I'm reading one of your recommendations.
Me or him?
Unprotected by Billy Porter.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm listening to it. It's quite good.
Billy
It's
Porter
quite
don't pull
good.
no punches. He's like Viola
No.
Davis. He telling you his truth.
I mean, yes. 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 When um, he said 42nd Street before Giuliani Disneyized it. I said,
Disneyland.
yes. I said, yes. And I was in the supermarket and I was like, oh, Adrian, you can't say it that loud. I was reacting because I'm like, yes.
Yeah, see, you stay in New York, so you know like some of the stuff he was
hmm
talking about.
Born and raised in Manhattan. So yeah.
Mm.
I remember when he was saying what it looked like then. I'm like, yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
I remember what it looked like then. Now
I
is truly Disney before they actually had a Disney store there, which they don't have anymore. But yeah.
oh. Yeah,
hmm
I remember seeing some sort of, I don't know if it was a documentary or something, but it talked about like Broadway, and then Broadway used to be like a really sketchy, seedy area before they cleaned it up and stuff.
And he
For what we
said that
know.
he said, some people didn't like the change. He said, but I'm telling you that it helped Broadway. And I could see that. I could see that. But that was the place that you would go to get the fake IDs and stuff and see the Triple X movies
Yes,
and all
that's
that was 42nd Street back in the day.
that is what the documentary talked about. Yeah, and the person
hmm
was like, it was somebody that was into all the prostitution and stuff. They were like the good old days. I'm like,
hmm hmm
well, let me know how you like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna like this. You don't
Well,
even have
I'm
to
I'm
finish it
I'm
to know you're gonna
halfway.
like it.
I'm at 50% mark. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He did a good job on that book though. I'm yeah.
He did that. He
Yeah.
did that. I'm like, oh, you've always been like this. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
much
love
about
it. I
him.
love it.
I didn't know much about him until like that. Like I knew he was the guy. I like a unique perspective when it comes to like a memoir or nonfiction work.
hmm
And so his was pretty cool. I just remember him being on like the red carpet. I know he sung and stuff, but he had the ball gown, like he does the gender bender dressing,
hmm
statement stuff. And I'm just like, I know he got some stuff to say. Let's go ahead.
Well,
And it was good.
my mom always liked to watch award shows, so
Mhm.
we always watched the Tonys, Grammys, and all that. So I remember when he won the Tony for, I forgot when
Kinky
he
boots.
dressed in drag
Kinky
for
boots, yeah.
the show. I can't think of what the show is right now, but I knew him from that point.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't know anything else about him.
I forgot he was in Kinky Boots. I
Kinky
forgot. I
Boots,
haven't
yeah.
seen that movie in forever.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think I've
yeah.
ever seen it, but I did
We had to watch
binge
it in
watch a lot of
school.
YouTube, and I'm like, darn,
Yeah. But he won the Tony Award for Kinky Boots.
Yeah, we had
I
to
just
watch
want
that. I
red
think my
boots.
sophomore year of college, we had to watch that.
hmm
Yeah, I've never been much into musicals. I'm like, okay,
I
okay.
prefer musicals to just regular drama.
Really?
Yeah, and I went to performing arts junior high school, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
probably part of it too. But I
Probably got
prefer
some
it.
skills up in his piece.
Was vocal like your specialty when you were in high school?
My specialty was dance.
Okay.
I do sing, but dancing was my background, ballet
Nice.
specifically. Yeah,
Okay.
was classically trained in ballet from Dance Theater Harlem and Newburgh Ballet Theater.
No way. You
Hmm.
went to dance
I
theater in
don't look like
Harlem?
it now because that was years ago, but yeah.
So you got the little
Dance
tiptoe thing
theater of
standing on
Oh
your
yeah,
Harlem.
toes?
I had point,
Oh my
all
God.
that. Hmm.
My feet
Wait,
hurt talking
wait,
about this.
I
wait, wait.
loved it,
Oh,
loved it.
that is
Dance theater
awesome.
in Harlem. Are you
Took jazz,
serious?
modern, tap, what they would call ethnic back in the day. They call it African dance now, but at my age, when I was younger, they called it ethnic dance theater at Dance Theater Harlem. So
I
yeah.
can't believe you went there. This is blowing my mind. I remember like when I was in school for dance, like studying, like learning about and the fact that you were there, you were one of their dancers. Oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is
So
amazing.
I was there from the time I was 5.5. Um, was it 5.5? I think it was 5.5. My mom put me in the dancing school. And so I
That's
remember
so
looking up to
cool.
Virginia Johnson, who was their prima ballerina, for those who don't know who she is. She's continuing now to be the artistic director for Dance Theater Harlem. But I remember changing because Dance
Amazing.
Theater Harlem was a small school. And
Mm,
so we changed in the same place where the company changed. And so I
Mhm.
mm.
was just like, Mom, Virginia Johnson was in it. She said, oh, she was? And my mother's, excited, but not acting really excited with me. I'm just
Mhm.
just being a fan. I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, so did you join the company?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, no. This was all as a child and teenager. And I was in companies, but not companies like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's so
And then you
cool.
Yeah.
have that Alvin Ailey dance
Mhm.
company. Was that was there too, right?
Yeah. Alvin Elliott was there. And thing is, knowing what I know now, I remember trying out for the Fame School, LaGuardia.
Oh yeah.
And they were more, I think they were more into jazz and modern. So it's like they had, like, Alvin Ailey was a feeder school for them. So the people that I know that went to junior high school that I went to Dance Theater Harlem. It's like three or four of them that went to Alvin Ailey. They all got in. I didn't get in, and I'm like, why? Why didn't I get in? And I figured it out later. I said they had to be like a feeder school for them.
Oh.
Yeah, so I
Mm.
was like, dang on it. But I was like, oh,
Wow.
it's okay.
Well, you got
We
I
that
used
did,
to go
I
up
did
to
them
experience,
New
for
York
life
every
every now
school.
and
experience.
then to take class at Steps on Broadway.
Oh, yeah, I remember Steps on Broadway.
Yeah, we used to go up there like once a year. We'd go up there to take like some master classes.
Hmm. Yeah, but I remember getting my point shoes for the first time and having to
Having to break them in.
crack them because, and I
Mhm.
mean, again, looking at the older people, and they literally would be like, okay, so this is what you do with your we all had to go to this to the same dance place to get
To
our
get your stuff.
ballet
Yep.
clothes and stuff. And then my mother said, remember, you can't do anything with them until you go to class. So we went to class, and the people from the second company were there, and they're like, okay, so this is what you do. You crack it. And we're like, I said, I'm not going to break it. No, but you need to
Like his
crack it
new
and put it
Mhm.
with your
shoes.
feet in. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
So they said, just go like this. And so I was like, go like this. They said, okay, put it. And we were so excited because this is what we've been wanting to do. We were like, oh, we get to do point next year. It was a big
I
deal.
hated point.
I loved it. I loved it. But I love ballet too. So
Mhm. I didn't mind ballet. I used to teach ballet, but point, you could not pay me to do point. I also have flat feet, so that has a lot to do with it. I was more of like a tap, modern jazz
hmm
girl. Point was
yeah.
not it.
Yeah, I had flat feet too, but my mom took me to a podiatrist and he put an arch. He made an arch for
Oh,
me and put it in my shoes. And then he
wow.
said, continue to have her dance because that'll
Oh,
help with her arch.
nice. That's so smart. I wish my parents had done
Hmm.
that.
That helped. And then, I'd walk with my feet in second position.
That's the duck feet, right? That's what they call it, right?
Hmm. Those were the days.
We got some history in the house. I love it.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, me
Yes.
dancing.
So I'm just literally loving everything that he's talking about in terms of that. And he's talking about, you know, not just being gay, but also the different things that people probably don't even realize in terms of, he said, we called them Orientals then, or And that, he said, and I know that's not what you're supposed to do. He said, but that was the time. He said, and to me, if you weren't black, then you were white. So I didn't even see Spanish people. And I think he said Hispanic, but he said, I didn't see Hispanic people. I didn't see Asians as being who they were. I saw them as being white because they weren't black. But it's all about exposure, right?
Yep. And I like that he talks about that. He says that too. It's about what you're exposed to.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you have I feel like, okay, we already know there's a horrible history, of racism and all between blacks and white in the country. And, when we're still struggling through our struggles for equality and just getting recognized as people and as human beings, you get so wrapped up in just that struggle that you don't really see that, hey, there's another struggle out there. And I like how he addressed the Asian struggle and getting recognized in Broadway and stuff as well in the book. So
when he talked about Miss Saigon, I mean, I don't want to, I'm just so excited with this book. When he talked about Miss Saigon and all of the stuff that happened with Miss Saigon, and how I forgot who the white actor was, who they made his eyes slant. Instead of hiring an Asian actor, they hired him in England to do the and he was doing it then, and they had slanted his eyes with makeup instead of hiring somebody.
You remember back in the day, they used to, in the theater, I mean, I know this isn't the same thing, but back in the day, they wouldn't hire females. They had males portray females. So it's kind of like you have to have that progression. Yeah. And it's like, really?
And he said, just like they had blackface, they had yellow face. They had, and that was just like, yeah.
Yeah, he told the business. Yeah. That's what I like. You don't tell the business.
Tell it like it is. I'm in the supermarket. I'm like, yes, tell it.
Did you get to the part where he talked about, like, he set the record straight for about Miss Rosie O'Donnell?
No, I didn't get to that part.
Okay, it's a small part, but I was like, I didn't even know that was drama, but I was like, let me hear it. But yeah, okay, but yeah, he was pretty good. I did like he had a good perspective, and he just told it. And the audiobook, I read some of it via audiobook, and listening to the own voice, it's just like, he's sassy.
Oh, I'm listening to it. I got my headset, and I'm listening to it. When he talked about Tommy Tune.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, you telling it. You telling that he's racist. And what he said to this black woman, and she was like, I didn't want to hire you anyway. I was like, oh, tell the truth. Tell it.
He was like, I gagged. I like how he talked. Oh, yeah, I gagged. He was like, oh, bitch. Yeah, I like, he got that sassiness to him. It was good.
I could just picture him reading his book.
Yeah. He probably went off script. I was like, no, Billy, you have to say what's in the book. Don't go off script. Don't go. Okay, we can get on all day. Sorry for anybody in the chats for the spoilers, okay?
But basically, we're saying get the book.
Yeah, get the book. You know what? I've seen a few people in the last week, like 2 or 3 people that have read it. So maybe it's, how certain books kind of make their rounds. Mm-hmm. So maybe I was part of the rounds
that
too.
Started talking about it. So yeah.
Oh, I heard about it from somebody else. So I think we're all part of the rounds of spreading the news about it. But yeah, very, very good. Okay. Good. All right, let's get through this. So we didn't even have you introduce yourself.
Guys.
No, you're good. No, we're on the last sprint. We have at 8 p.m. So about 26 minutes. We have a watch along for the movie Passing if you're interested. It's on Heather's. Yeah, it's on Heather's Heroes and Heroines. So it's kind of new. I guess you got to have it yourself and it won't be on the thing. So anyway, Heather's Heroes and Heroines if you're interested. So we're just finishing up. So I was just talking about a comment that I had on my channel, blah, 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 blah. Either way, yes, everybody has their culture day, so don't hate on Black History Month. Okay, and that's basically what I said in a very polite way. Let's see what they come back with. I am not going to respond further. 37% mortgage principal, taxes. My goal is to pay mortgage off. That's pretty good. 4 to 5 years. Is that just the total or just what's left? But yeah, there you go. Pay it off. Pay it off. Pay it off. Librarians know me on the first. Mine need to know me, but you know what, y'all? The other day I went to the library to pick up a book, and the guy was like, "M.K. Jemisin, oh, were you the one that was telling me about it?" I'm like, "Yep." So you know what? They starting to know me. Librarians are going to recognize me and waive my late fees. Oh,
Nice.
I'm not for that. They send me that message, I automatically renew. For libraries in the city, the libraries in the less populated, melanated areas of one still collect. What?
Oh, because
Okay.
I'm like collecting fees. Are we still doing that? Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, my library never stopped. But yeah, they be yeah.
You
Who
know, I
was it?
haven't. The only library I've been to, because it's just you could just do research and stuff like that, is the Schomburg Library on 135th Street. Because it's so much more than a library. It's really about doing a lot of research, that stuff that you can't normally find in terms of Black history. You can find it there.
And also with your libraries, y'all, they have, I mean, I haven't utilized it yet. Come summertime, I'm gonna get out more, but they have like, at least mine has like tickets to museums and things like that too. So look at some of those other services. And I found that you can actually rent puzzles. They have them on the shelves at the library. Although they do have a note on it saying it may not contain all the pieces.
I was
So
just
that
about
is
to
why
ask
I
you
was
about
into it.
that. I was just gonna say that. I'm like, what if somebody loses some of the pieces?
Exactly. You're sitting there putting it together,
I'm putting it
wasting
back,
your
but
time.
I'm missing a piece. I'm just not telling you that.
Yeah, exactly. I would rent it and then take off. Here's what I would do if I really wanted to be hater. If they gave me late fees, I'm gonna return this puzzle and intentionally take off like 3 or 4 pieces and keep them. Because you're not gonna find me because you said it may be missing some pieces. So I'm gonna just make it miss some more. But anyway. Oh my God. Oh, you're located, moved to province, crippling institution, racism. Ugh. Yeah, okay. We won't get that one started. Hey, Paco. How you doing?
Hi, Paco.
Paco, do you still do your sprints? Because I have not been in a while. I be looking and I don't see it on Mondays anymore. So maybe you missed it. Let me know. Let me know. Read chapter 1 of the Prince Caspian Narnia. Okay. Oh, you're still on them forums, girl. You got to get it together. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while. Hey, no problem. Answer your question. Birthday reservation.
Brooklyn Chop House. Okay.
That sounds delicious. Is that like a Brazilian steakhouse or something?
No, it's a I want to say a steakhouse.
Oh, okay, steakhouse. There you go.
I've heard good things about it.
I'm all for some good food. Okay, y'all, we're trying to get out of here, so make sure y'all start your buys. I don't know how far down we're in. Hello. I have got an app called Time Buddy. Time Buddy. Oh, okay, for the different time zones. That would be interesting.
There's an app for everything.
Exactly.
Everything.
I need to get in on the app game if I had some skills, make some money. Hello, Paco. Go, girl, Adrian. On them tippy toes. Hey, Pat. Ballet, tough on the body, got injured, had to stop.
Yeah, me and Audrey talked about the whole ballet thing before.
I think in middle school I took it was like ballet, modern jazz class for like 1 semester. We never did any toe stuff, but I'm like, I could barely do a plie. And they were like, God,
yeah, I've had cuts in between my toes because especially when you're doing barefoot. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the life ballet is tough, but it's pretty cool when you get it right, I went to tap ballet, then like the teacher when
she called her out.
That's in Billy Porter's book too.
There you go. Yep, they gotta try you, so you better try him back, okay?
I did not know that. Wow.
What happened? Oh, Soko did
okay.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I never had any issues with mine, but I know I see all the time for arch supports and stuff. So if y'all have some issues, they have things to help correct you on that one. So don't go around in pain. But yeah, exactly. Yep, you did. You let them know. Let them know. Fees waived. Yeah, no fees here. I pay too much taxes for fees, so I'm not trying to. I pay 1 library fee. And I told those folks, but I was just like, okay, it's 75 cents. But I told the lady, I was like, I'm not paying any more fees. Better figure it out. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much for coming by. Much appreciated. Sorry you're on the tail end, Adrian. We didn't get to do any sprints with you.
It's okay. I caught the tail end of it. I was listening when I came in.
So for those of y'all that are interested, in 20 minutes, we definitely went over. But anyway, we're still on time. So there is a watch along for the movie Passing on Heather's Heroes and Heroines. So you can feel free to check that out. There is I have it on my community tab if you want to go just click on it. It's all set up. So we're going to do in 20 minutes. We're going to be watching the movie and commenting and talking about that in 20 minutes. Tomorrow we will be discussing this lovely little tiny book that packs a punch. 8 p.m. EST, same time. I still need to finish it, but Sunday we'll be having at 8 p.m. EST discussing this book. I Thought My Soul Would Rise and Fly. So if you're interested. And then, of course, I will be having sprints on Tuesday at 11 a.m. EST. I may or may not have a video in between, but that's what I got going on. What about you, Ms. Nell?
I will also be at the watch along. I will also be at the discussion tomorrow with Heather and Courtney and Nicole and everybody else is going to be there. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yes.
Tomorrow, 12:30. I always do videos on Fridays at 12:30. So I think tomorrow's video is me putting together my bookshelf. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And what about you, Miss Adrian?
I'm currently reading the book for the second episode of Walter's Corner. I'm getting ready to go out of town for work, so I'm either going to bring that with me and film in my hotel room or, do it beforehand. And I'm going to do a short, I'm behind in one video because I got tagged in a video, so I need to do that one. And I need to... I got a gift in the mail, so I'm going to post a little short about what I got from one of the booktubers that was in my house screaming. I was like, yes, because I've wanted to read this book, and the book doesn't come out until the 28th. So
okay, get early access to it. I got some sprints I need to tag. I'm gonna be tagging you in some stuff. I've been slacking. Okay. Hello, Anna. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for coming, Pat. Awesome. There you go, Audrey. Get it done. Get it done. Have a drink and get something good to eat. Walter's Corner. I know. I'm excited for your next video.
Thank you.
See, and then we got Audrey. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. So my husband's like, whatever. I need to make sure he has this set up. So, okay. So I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all for coming, y'all.